Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nerdstrong, and if you've been following Magic content over the last weekend, you'll notice that the Magic Pro Tour Minneapolis has just happened. And I noticed something very interesting when I looked up the standings over who was in like the top 20 seats. If you look over here at the this website I've pulled up, this is MTG Melee, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. You'll notice one style of deck keeps showing up more than any other, and that's the Rakdos style. Um, there's a there's probably about like three different, really different styles of Rakdos that showed up, but as a whole, Rakdos made up about 50% of the top 20 placings. If you look here from rank 1 all the way down here to 20, you'll notice you'll see Rakdos a lot more than any other style of deck. There's about 10 Rakdos decks in the top 20 alone, let alone, however, many other people brought the deck to play with. So, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I think this is going to be the next deck to beat more than anything else because it had such a strong showing, not just among the top seats, but the fact that so many people brought it to play with. So I wanted to take a look at a few of the deck lists that kind of caught my eye, and we'll bring that up just now. So I chose three decks out of the top 20 that I wanted to take a look at. And the first one is Reed Duke's deck. This is a Rakdos Breach style deck. You've probably seen it on the ladder already. You've probably already been hit by Breach the Multiverse. But if you look at this deck, it's pretty straightforward. It looks like a regular red-black mid-range style deck that tops out with Chandra Hope's Beacon, casting Breach the Multiverse twice, or Invoke Despair twice to end out the game. And getting hit by either of those two times likely is going to end the game. So let's take a closer look at each of the different card choices. So you have two Cut Down, a nice early removal, two Duress. I like that more decks are involving Duress in their main board. I've always been a big fan of like just surgically picking stuff out of your opponent's hand. So I'm glad to see the Duress is making its way back into the mainstream. Next up, we have three Go for the Throat, a single Abrade. Honestly, I'm a big fan of the use of Abrade just because Reckoner Bankbuster is so prevalent right now, and you're not always going to have the right removal for a Bankbuster. So that's pretty nice. We have four copies of Blood Tithe Harvester, kind of a staple for any red-black deck. Three Reckoner Bankbusters. You got two Graveyard Trespassers. I like this inclusion simply because of all of the graveyard shenanigans that are going on right now. So I'm very glad to see that. Four copies of Fable of the Mirror Breaker. If you're playing red, you're likely playing four of these. See. Then we have Sheldred, the Apocalypse. Two of those. It's just a solid all-around good card. Like even if you're not like on your main game plan, you just drop this and put your opponent in a very difficult situation. We got three copies of Big Score. I was a little surprised to see this, but I guess like sometimes you just need to ramp up a little bit and draw some extra cards, and this does both of those things. Then we got three copies of Invoke Despair. I mean, probably one of the most played sorceries in Standard right now. Um, when this card rotates in September, it's going to leave a pretty significant hole in its wake. So we got three of those. We got two Chandra's Hope's Beacon. I mean, probably the best Planeswalker to come out of the new set, just because all of its abilities are very relevant. But you're most likely going to be using it for her passive ability to copy spells, so that you can cast Invoke Despair twice or Breach the Multiverse twice. And then we have a single copy of Atali, Primal Conqueror, just because it's really, really good. This card alone can end a game. And then you have the mana base of 9 Swamps, 1 Takanuma, 2 Mountains, 1 Sokenzan, 4 Black Cleave Cliffs, 4 Haunted Ridge, 4 Sulphurous Springs, and a single Ziatora's Proving Ground. I'm assuming the single copy of that is in there so you can like cycle it away in the mid game. And also have full access to all your colors in the early game. So that is the first deck we're going to be looking at today. So that is Rakdos Breach. That was done by Reed Duke. Next up, we're going to take a look at Nathan Stour's deck. This is another mid-range deck, but it doesn't go the breach route. It's got a lot of the same players in the deck, just with no breach. So like, you see a lot of the same cards being played here. You got the cut down, you got the duress. Interesting tech choice here is Light Up the Night. Light Up the Night deals X damage to any target. It deals X plus 1 damage instead if the target is a creature or a planeswalker. And you can flash it back for 3 in a red and remove X loyalty counters from among planeswalkers you control. If you cast the spell this way, X cannot be 0. So this could be a pretty decent Hail Mary against anything that's on the board, or just send it straight to the face at the end game, copied by Chandra. So that's an interesting choice, because this can go face, and probably will go face if you're casting it twice. Then we have a 4 go for the throat. That's nothing new. A Braid we saw in the other deck. Blood Tithe Harvester, Bank Busters. The numbers are a little bit different from this deck to the other. Like there's 4 Busters in this one. We got 4 Fables and 2 Graveyard Trespassers again. 3 Sheldred. So that's 1 more than the previous deck. 1 more on the Invoke Despair. And 2 Chandra Hope's Beacon. So a lot of this deck is the same as the other deck. It's just they cut the Atali, they cut the breaches, and they just kind of bumped the numbers on a few of the other cards in the deck to improve consistency. So that's pretty much what we're looking at in this deck. So this is a lot more straightforward than the other deck. So I can see why this deck did pretty well. The last deck we're going to look at, and one that is a little bit more interesting to me, is the Reanimator style. Now, this one was made by Javier Dominguez. And this guy's deck plays a lot of the same cards that you already saw, but it also plays a suite of great cards to reanimate. So, look at here, we got 3 cut down, 4 go for the throw. So you got a lot of early game removal, which is good. You got 4 Blood Tithe Harvester, 3 Reckoner Bankbuster, 4 Fabled Mirror Breaker. You notice this one is not running the Graveyard Trespasser, so you're not going to be able to remove a whole lot of stuff from the graveyard in this deck, unless that's coming in from the sideboard. And then we have 2 Atsushi Blazing Sky. I imagine this is in here to get the extra treasure tokens in order for you to hardcast Atraxa if you need to later in the game. Then we have Elder Dragon War. This is another good way to get cards into the graveyard to reanimate, or you can just use it on its level 1 to just clear the board early. Then we have Cruelty of Gix. That is our reanimation tool. It does have other modes, but most games I think you're going to be using this just for its reanimation. 3 Invoke Despair. Then our reanimation targets are 3 Phyrexian Fleshgorger. We got 2 Atali Primal Conqueror, and 1 Atraxa Unifier. So you got a pretty decent amount of good, solid creatures to reanimate, all of which you can play just outright with the mana base and the extra treasure tokens that you're generating from Fable and from Atsushi. So honestly, like as far as like a reanimator deck goes, this looks really solid to me. I mean, just because of the fact that you can cast the cards versus needing to reanimate them in order to get them into play. So, pretty interesting deck. So, those are the decks that we're looking at today. And for the rest of this video, I'm actually going to take one of these decks into Standard, and we're going to just go jam out a few games in Ladder and see how they go. So, what we're going to play today is we're actually going to play the Reanimator deck, because this is the one that looks the most interesting to me. So, let's go ahead and try it out. So let's go on over to play. We're playing Mardu mid-range to climb with. Very fun deck also. I made a video about that I think last week. So let's see here. We'll go Reanimator. Standard ranked. Ladder did just reset, so we are in gold at the moment. So let's see what kind of opponents we come up against. Alright, we're up against Zvernoble666. Interesting name. Okay, so We're looking at 4 lands, 2 Blood Tithe Harvesters, and a Bank Buster. I think we'll keep it. It is a little land heavy, but it does have early game plays. So let's start by casting... We'll cast the Zerator's Proving Ground first. I don't think we're going to end up cycling it anytime soon. Dismal Blackwater, he gains life. Okay. Second turn... Yeah, that has to be played on turn 3 or later. So we'll start with the Blood Tithe Harvester. Alright, let's see if he's just black-blue or if he's got other tricks up his sleeve. So it looks like this is a Dimir deck. Okay, let's go ahead and play the Haunted Ridge this turn. And we will swing in to bait out some kind of removal so we can free cast the Fable. Alright, and there's the removal. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Because now we can play the Fable. And now we can start generating some tokens. Alright, he's up to 3 land. Okay, he's going to cut it down right now. Good option. Alright. We can discard up to 2 cards. We will discard 1 Blood Tithe. Draw a card. Alright, Black Cleave. How much mana do we gain? Let's go and play that right now, and we'll start with the Blood Tithe Harvester, see if he tries to counter it. He does not. Okay, so that tells me he probably has a Make Disappear in his hand. Otherwise, he probably would have countered it. We'll end the turn. Another good thing about the Blood Tithe is it generates these tokens right here that allows us to discard cards and draw cards. Let's see here. Yeah, we will take our turn. We'll draw. Oh, hi. How you doing, buddy? Hey. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Resolve. That's fine. Okay. That's coming back. So let's take a look here. Let's look at Elder Dragon War. Deals 2 damage to each creature and each opponent. So if I pop that now, it's not going to be the best. Because it's going to clear my board as well. So what we'll do is we will play the Black Cleave Cliffs and the Reckoner Bank Buster. And after that, we will pass, because I want to be able to have the Blood Tithe available to sacrifice for -4/-4 if need be. Okay, he's got his own Bank Buster. That's good. Pass. Is he gonna try to come at me? Okay, no, I guess not. So, my turn. We will pay 2. We'll draw a card. Resolve. And we'll take a turn. Take another 2 damage. That's fine. Alright, let's play that. So we're in a bit of a pickle at the moment. But we can do this. Let's target there. Alright, cool. So that's going to come in. It's going to make another Blood Tithe token. And then we will sacrifice it. Target there. To get that -6/-6. Okay, that's totally fine. Resolve all. It's going to draw a card. And the creature's going to go away. So now that that's gone, I'm going to set this to 3. And we're going to take their Sheldred. And then we will... Well, we're not going to be drawing any cards, so we're just going to clear the Bank Buster. Targeting that. Next. All attack. Hit him for 4. And enter. Okay, let's see what their plan is. Alright, they take 2 from their own Sheldred, which is nice. Okay, he's playing Gix's command. Alright, both those cards go back to the yard. Ooh, okay, let's see here. I am going to cruelty on 1. Do we want to do 1? We'll get rid of a creature or planeswalker. They probably don't have it. I'm actually going to go to 2. Because I do not need to reveal anything. So, do we want Atraxa? Do we want Atali? Do we want Phyrexian? Let's go with Atali. And we're going to keep that 1 mana open so that we can discard it to the blood. And then we will activate that. Next, and we will attack. Okay, and we will end turn. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a stop. I'm going to put a stop. Oh, here we are. There it is. I'm so used to playing on mobile. Innovation Omnicat enters the battlefield. Each player mills 3 cards. Then each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, yeah. Resolve that. I don't need to put a stop anymore because I'll just discard my Atali. Resolve. Okay. Discard, discard, discard. Discard Atali. And pass. And now I'm going to take my turn. That's going to tick up to 3, and I'm going to go to my graveyard and choose Atali to come into play. Atali's ability is going to go off. We're going to reveal cards until we get to a spell. Okay, I'm going to choose Invoke Despair from my side, target you. And I will decline to use the cut down. Pretty solid. Alright, let's play the Haunted Ridge. And then we will play... What do we want to do? We'll play a Fable. And we will crew up. We will submit 7 with Atali. That comes in. And they concede, as they see the writings on the table. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. So that was game 1. Tully came in and helped us cast some invokes. Let's play another one. I do love a solid Reanimator deck. It is a lot of fun. I've always loved Reanimator decks ever since the old days of the game, back in like the recurring nightmare times. Okay, so we have access to all of our mana. We have red, black, blue. So I think we'll keep this because we do have access to some early game removal. We're up against Average Joe Gamer. I like that name. We're going to play that in case we're playing against red. Because we don't have anything we need to be playing on turn 2. Okay, perfect. Alright, Xander's Ladder comes down. Alright, they're playing a Skrell's Hive. Interesting. Alright, so my turn. We'll play the red, and we'll play the Bloodtide Harvester. Next, end turn. So, we'll get a token. I've been seeing a lot of Skrell's Hive decks lately. Wedding announcement, interesting. Oh. My turn. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be playing Invoke next turn. So now, I'm just going to not attack at all. But you keep taking damage. Ash Norn. Okay. That's for me. Let's see here. We're gonna start with cut down and cut down. Resolve. Yes. Resolve. Okay. So my turn. Yeah, that can only be done as a sorcery. Let's see here. Alright. Play Swamp, and we play Invoke. Target you. Do they get rid of the Skrell's Hive or the Wedding Lantern? I'm surprised. I would have gotten rid of the Skrell's Hive, honestly. I'm not him. Okay, so she has to sacrifice 3 other creatures. Oh, that's the 3rd creature. It's transforming. Incubate 2 5 times, then transform. Jesus, that's nasty. Alright, let's play that. We'll go to the next game. I do not think we're set up to beat that transaction there. Next. Okay. We're up against an Oko avatar. Okay, so we got 4 lands, 2 cut downs, and a Fable. Keep it. Let's see, play the Black Cleave first, so it comes in untapped. Alright, let's play Swamp. Get a Banker. Play Fable. Fable is so strong. It's such a ridiculous card. It does way too much for only 3 mana. Yeah, I'm all about it. Take care of those tokens. Discard up to 2 cards. Discard. There we go. Alright, Silver Springs. Next, and turn. Yeah, you're up to the board again. Get your removal. Alright. So we got a Kiki Jiki. This wants us to discard up to 2 cards. We'll discard 1 card. That works for me. That. Invoke you. Auto pay. Okay. Need to discard that Atali. Okay. They can come at me. Let's see here. Let's go Swamp. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna start with Cut Down and hope that he uses it to animate his Bank Buster, so that we can get rid of it with Invoke. Alright, he did not take the bait. So in that case, we will attack. Okay. And then we will cast another Invoke. Let's draw a card. Take 6 more damage. We got a lot of land in our hand right now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can actually just straight up play Atali next turn. Which I think we will. Because it looks like he's playing, I think he's playing the exact same deck we're playing. So he might be on the same game plan. So let's play Swamp, and we play Atali. Auto pay. Alright, show me some spells. Yeah, we'll play Atsushi. And go for the throw. Actually, we'll cancel it because we can't target that. That's an artifact creature. So decline that. And we will go taps. Draw card. Playing another Flesh Poison. Hey buddy, down you go. Alright, so Atali is legendary, unfortunately, and so is Atsushi, so we can't use the reflection to do any business there. Let's go with Swamp for turn. And next, I'm going to attack in with these. Sure. You gain a little bit of life, but they both die. My Atali survives, though. Playing full cost Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Enter. Well. What do you got? Okay, you got an invoke. Perfect. Okay, so we need to sacrifice creatures and so let's whatever. So we sacrifice a creature, we'll sacrifice Atsuki, and sacrifice an enchantment. We'll create 3 treasure tokens, and you will die. Guess he just wanted to get his invoke off, right? Oh, we made it up to flat. Not bad. Tell you what, we will go one more game for this video and see what kind of match we get ourselves into. Beverage guy, I like that name. Cheers. Okay, this looks solid. We got 3 lands, all come into play untapped, removal, and 2 mirror breakers. I'll keep it. Okay, well, I'll play the Black Plate first. Okay, got a swamp. Let's see. Do we want to play Zerator's Proving Ground now or later? I think we'll play it later, because I want to keep mana open to go for the throat. Double swamps. This guy's very likely playing mono black. Let's get rid of that. So, third turn, third land, we get Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This has a little token. kind of expected as much. Blade of the Oni. I was not expecting that. Okay, cool. Let's see. Discard cards? No. I like what I got. Let's see here. Let's play another Ziatora. And we will play another Fable. We're gonna either cast Invoke next turn or have 3 Fable the Mirror Breakers on the table. Either way, it's gonna be hilarious. Alright, Underdoggo comes back in. No blocks. Go on in, yeah. I want to get that treasure token if possible. And that's exactly why too. Right, discard up to 2. I will discard 0. Submit 0. Alright. Next, I'll attack. Get the treasure token. Think. And then we will invoke you. Auto. Alright, cool, we got some land finally. We'll play the Sulphurous Springs. I probably should have played the Black Fleet. I wasn't going to cast anything else that turn. Live and learn, right? Flesh Gorger. Seen a lot of Flesh Gorgers today. Okay, let's go ahead and play the Black Fleet. Let's play the Harvester. And we are going to copy the Harvester. Sacrifice the Harvester. That. Yes, I'm sure. Well, we will take the hit. Next, I'll attack and also hit that. Take that block. Next. Alright, enter. Go, guys. Sure, you gotta shield good. Got anything else for me? I don't think so. Alright. Yeah, we will draw for turn. Resolve. Okay. So here, now what do we do here? Do we make another Blood Tithe and immediately sacrifice it, or do we invoke Despair? I think we do it this way. Okay, they did not have any removal, so we will immediately use this. Kill it. Okay. And then we will tap this, make another. Immediately swing into 6, 8. See what kind of removal they have. No removal. Perfect. Game over. Okay. So, I gotta say the deck works pretty well. Out of the games we played today, we won 3 and lost 1. One due to... I probably have to say that was a pretty god draw from our opponent in that Elish Norn token deck. Our deck is not exactly set up to kill tokens, so chalk that up to just being a bad matchup. But all the other games, the game against Mono Black, the Reanimator mirror match, and the first game, I forget what we were playing against the first game. I think we were also playing another Rakdos or Mono Black in the first game, but we did very well. So far, this deck is looking pretty good, and I think we're going to continue checking out the other Rakdos decks in more videos. I plan on updating my video upload cadence to about 3 times a week, just because I want to be a little bit more consistent. with this channel. I want to make it I want to make it so that this is a channel that people can come to looking for new interesting decks to play. So that will be it for today. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. If you want to see more content like this, if you like what we're doing here, drop a like. Tell me how we're doing in the comments section. And if you want to be updated with when we post new videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel. So until next time, see you around.